There are few testimonies better than William Tompkins. What makes Bill's information so amazing is he was pre-non-disclosure agreement. The UFO stuff he was a part of was before the CIA took control of the narrative. One of the most interesting facts is that an Australian, Rick Obata, was handpicked to oversee the ET information because he wasn't disinfo. There was a guy from Melbourne at the very heart of the ET and military interaction after World War II. It's incredibly dangerous for these military men to talk about it. Most of them are dead now. There's a few left in their sort of 90s. I mean, look at the Forrestal case. He was pushed from his hospital window and killed when he tried to get information to politicians. William Tompkins was recruited by the military as a kid. He had been making models of UFOs and displaying them in his local toy store window. And they were so close to the secret craft the US had that the military made him an intern in his late teens. He was an excellent student, an engineer with some sort of precog abilities. He would be included in military planning sessions for advanced tech, science well beyond his pay grade. But being a precognitive, he was able to come up with solutions outside of the box. Tompkins himself said it wasn't him coming up with the information, the ETs were seeding him with the ideas. This seeding of ideas, sometimes in dreams, is also talked about by Einstein and Da Vinci. Da Vinci went into a cave for 3 days and came up with ideas for patents on flying craft. All those ideas were seeded. Bill explains that he was the scientist on a panel with 3 generals who collated the information from spies during World War II. The spies embedded in Europe came back with information that both Allies and the Germans were using channeling to get advanced tech. In particular, the Vril Society and the Germans, the Nazis. They had first-hand stories, pictures, plans, drawings, documents, and they even had manuals of ET craft. These manuals were not even written in human languages. They used some sort of hieroglyph language. The Nazis got their ET tech from channeling with ETs. They also learned about the pterodactylians for the first time, the military did, and that for the past 6,000 years, since the last great crust event, that flood, the reptilians had control over society and all the science and history that was written. It was all wrong on purpose so that we can't get to the truth. It was this realisation that led to Rick Obata being plucked from Australia into a leadership role. They needed clean people to undo the disinfo. And this initial group led to Majestic, which was then MJ12, Project Blue Book, the Project Paperclip, the shielding of the Nazi scientists with NASA, and it was all about trying to catch up to what the Germans were doing. All that program is still in place today. The Nazi Germans are off-world with their dark fleet. We're not far behind them, but are a separate group. Trump has just made that funding public with the secret space program being run out of the NORAD sites in North America. Bill was waiting for one of the eugenics programs to get him a new body before he died. It's quite possible he was killed for doing his interviews about this information. He wasn't tied to non-disclosure agreements, but he was telling secrets. Compartmentalization and secrecy is the glue that holds this entire field of research together. The key is the aerospace companies. They get all the big money and they have all the tech. And they have all the secret clearances and they have all the best scientists. It amazes me that UFO researchers continue to target government when it's the aerospace companies that are the holders of information. Ben Rich, the head of Skunk Works was the brightest aerospace division in the 1960s, is quoted as saying at a small conference Q&A, something his Wikipedia page just can't seem to get their head around. He was quoted as saying, "We have the technology that makes Star Trek look basic. We can take ET to the stars."